Which moves us on to the next fight, which was the main event fight that featured Georges St Pierre.
Round 2, Kevin and I were standing up out of our seats, giddy like 2 children on Christmas Day, and it looked like we were about to get our present, and it didn't happen.
Now, I want to say this. We always rag, and it's not just us. Chuck Liddell said, a lot of MMA fighters say it. And you'll see in interviews that GSP fights a very safe fight. He fights to win, which all fighters do, but he fights a very conservative, safe fight. And we've seen that's been very apparent since his loss to Matt Serra. He's more cautious, which is fine because he's still a great, incredible fighter and one that will go down as one of the greatest MMA fighters in history. But welterweight fighters in history. Don't ever say pound for pound because you never move out of your fucking class. But I will say it. Tonight he fought. He definitely fought.
He fought his ass off because Johny Hendricks did not give him a choice.
And that's the thing. That's what you people have to realize is what George just said. He did not have a fucking choice because he was trying to take Johny Hendricks down, and Johny Hendricks was stuffing his fucking steak downs and doing the fucking balancing Ringling Brothers and Barnum Bailey Circus shit on the one leg. It was fucking crazy, dude. When he had him and he slid across the fucking octagon on one foot.
Couldn't get him down.
He couldn't get him down. And he's thinking, oh shit, I'm going to have to go toe to toe with this guy.
I gave GSP rounds 1 and 5.
Yep.
That's it. I have no problem. But 5 wasn't a 10-8. Mm-hmm. No. And because, I mean, he just didn't do enough damage.
He didn't do anything when he had him on the ground.
GSP looked like seriously, look, here's it for, I don't know, maybe you're at a bar and you didn't hear it. Maybe you were screaming at the TV and you didn't hear it. Mm-hmm. But when GSP after the fight said, he hit me so hard I couldn't see out of my right eye.
I lost my memory.
And I lost my memory of what just happened. I told Kevin before this shit happened, you know how many times somebody would have to hit me hard enough where I didn't remember shit to realize I don't want to do it one time. Yeah. One time is all it would take. I'm done. I would have literally walked across the belt and said, Johnny, here's your belt, bud. I'm going home.
Let's break it down. When you looked at who stuffed takedowns better, Johny Hendricks did it. Okay? When you looked at when they took the person to the ground, when they were on the ground.
Who did more damage?
Johny Hendricks did more damage. Johny Hendricks managed to hold GSP down and rain elbows on him. He controlled him on the ground. GSP took Johny Hendricks down, had him down, struggled, and Hendricks got right back up. Striking. GSP landed some great leg kicks. He landed some kicks upside the head. Did Johny Hendricks... Now, when you're seeing a foot go up somebody's head, it looks spectacular. But he's checking that shit. Were there any marks on Johny Hendricks' face?
Or even... No. Or even when it would land flush, Johnny would go...
right.
And smile.
He's like fuck, I messed up. I got caught.
His head would move a little bit and he'd come right back.
Did you see GSP's fucking face after the fight?
He had cuts under both eyes. He had cuts on both part of his nose. Now, I don't have a scorecard, but I know one thing is they score on aggression, which, to be honest, GSP was super aggressive.
Yeah, he was aggressive.
GSP would throw punches, he'd get out of position, and he'd get right back in the pocket. Mm-hmm. So, ring aggression, or it was maybe equal. A push. Mm-hmm. Now, here's something that's a little strict. Ring control. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure how you'd score that in this fight.
I don't know who dictated it. I mean, I look at fights. I look at GSP. I'd say ringmanship. I would give it to Johny Hendricks. And why I would give it to Johny Hendricks in boxing, it's whose fight controls. Johny Hendricks' fight, everybody. He controlled the octagon. And why he controlled the octagon? Because he made GSP go out of his element. GSP shoots in, takes you down, and we know he ground fucks the shit out of you like he's Ron Jeremy, okay? He could not do that tonight because he couldn't. Just saying, you know what I'm saying? You know? He does. And he could not do that tonight. So what was he forced to do? He was forced to go to toe to toe with Johny Hendricks. You saw what happened with his face. You saw who was visually landing the better punches. I mean, people will sit back and go, okay, do you think Johny Hendricks' fucking head is made of steel? Do you think just when someone hits him, or it just doesn't mark his fucking face? You know what I'm saying? If someone checks a punch, that punch is not landing flush against your fucking head. He did not. I mean, GSP looked spectacular. Great leg kicks, couple good jabs and stuff like that. Nothing ever hurt Johny Hendricks. Nothing ever hurt Johny Hendricks. GSP was in trouble a couple times in that fight. Second round, we thought it was going to be over.
Yeah, second round, I had it over. Now, I've sat here for years and said you have to do enough to beat the champ. Mm-hmm. And I understand there's no written rule in sports saying that the champ has an advantage, but there is an unwritten rule in boxing, as long as it's been done in combative sports, that the champ, gets a little leeway. But tonight, I don't get it. Tonight there enough. Hendricks did enough to beat the champ tonight. Period. Yeah. Point. End of story. And look, when Canadian fans, when GSP backers are saying GSP lost,
yes, but then did you hear the fucking audience? I'm like going, okay, are these motherfuckers in Vegas? Are they just clueless, or are they so fucking up?
They flew in all of Toronto.
They are.
Or
was
Montreal.
It that many people from Canada in Vegas?
I don't understand why they were booing Hendricks. That doesn't make no sense to me.
I'm like, motherfuckers, you guys. First of all, why are you going to boo a guy that just gave you a fight like that? You know what I'm saying?
They're idiots.
That's what fucking irritates me about some of these fucking fans out there, man. The ones that are like, boo, boo. I'm like, man, this guy just gave you one of the best fights. He even made your champion fight his ass off for once.
He made your champion forget what happened.
Yeah, he didn't even know what the fuck's going on. I wish Joe Rogan had broke it down and been like this. How old are you? Where are you going next? Where were you last weekend? He'd have been like this. I don't know. I forgot how old am I. He couldn't. He did not seem like he was mentally sound at that point. He seemed very lost.
And the other thing there at the end was GSP went on this weird, uncomfortable tangent about, I'm gonna hang my gloves up. I need to take a break. I need to take some time off. Like,
I mean, this is how I wish. I wish it went down like this. So you're GSP, right? I'm Joe Rogan. So what did you feel like? I mean, what surprised you about the fight?
I don't remember.
What did you don't remember? Why don't you remember?
Because he hit me so hard he closed my eye, and I
Is that concerning for you?
What?
Because your eyes look fucked up, GSP.
No.
George, they look fucked up.
No.
Can you see me?
Who?
What are you planning on doing?
Batman.
Batman? I thought it was Captain America.
I'm Batman.
No, you're Captain America's enemy. I mean,
he was hurting. He was a hurting pup. And in fairness, I hate when and this goes for any fighter, any athlete, when you get up in the guy's face after the heat of the moment, whether it's the quarterback who just won the game, the fighter who just got his ass handed to him, the guy who just hit the game-winning shot. It's a really weird, mixed emotional state you're trying to catch this guy in. Yeah. So hopefully GSP takes a step back, analyzes shit, and look, let's face it, this man never needs to fight again.
He doesn't.
Me, one time, I would need to get hit hard enough where I didn't remember what just happened. I'd be done. He does not need to do this anymore.
That's like some car accident shit. I mean, the thing I think about is this. GSP has, you saw that one stat that they put up, during the fight. He has the most Octagon hours ever, minutes ever. And obviously a lot of that is because.
Test his style of fighting.
But it's like, you know what? You've won. A lot of people think you're one of the greatest of all time. I think you're one of the greatest of all time. He's a great fighter. Mm-hmm. But I do think you fight too conservative. I do think tonight you fought great, but I think, you know what? There's not anything else to prove. Unless you're going to move up a weight class. And I tell you what.
Don't do that.
If you do that, you're going to lose. Right now, I think.
You're going to have 205ers banging on that skull. And that'll be a wrap.
Guys like Robbie Lawler, big ass middleweights who are getting with good camps that are physically stronger than you. Now you fought a guy, Johny Hendricks, that you have a 7-inch reach advantage. Now what are you going to do when you fight a guy like Robbie Lawler that is getting better and better and he's fucking 6 feet?
Well, here's a question. What would he do with a guy like Tyron Woodley? If he struggled against a guy like Johny Hendricks in his wrestling, I'm not taking anything away from Johny Hendricks' wrestling. It's amazing.
Yeah, but he's a 2-time national champion.
Tyron Woodley is strong. At least put it this way. He has a physical appearance of being really strong. Mm-hmm. What's he going to do when he gets,
these guys are just getting so big.
The welters are going to just start outsizing GSP. Yeah. GSP's not built to play the size game. He's not. He'd be more apt to cut to 155 than he would be to go to 185.
Yeah, I mean, if he went to 185, he would be small and he'd be slow. It wouldn't play into his style of fight. Yeah.
So, that's the card. I mean, great card. I think it was worth every one of Kevin's shekels. What?
Go ahead.
So if you get a chance to see it, you should watch it. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. But time will only tell with GSP.
I know there's going to be a lot of GSP fans that are going to fucking jump on our fucking ass sacks about this shit. But
Dana White better man the fuck up, pin GSP down in the next 2 weeks. And what are you doing? Are you going to fight or not? Because if you're not going to fight and you need a year off, and it's not medical and you're not injured, give up the belt.
Well, that's the fucking thing.
You can't hold the belt hostage.
This guy just after that, he sits there and goes, I don't know what I'll do. I got a lot of things. Okay, you got a lot of things, motherfucker. But you just got a fucking bad decision, in my opinion, and there'll be a million of you motherfuckers out there that disagree with me. I don't give a fuck. Okay?
I don't see how you can.
But it's like, he got a bad decision, and now you're gonna walk away from it, and now I'm looking at this guy, Johny Hendricks, who fought his ass off. He doesn't have a belt. Like, and he deserves the fucking belt. And it's like, and I don't know, man. The shit is just fucking frustrating to me, man. It's like, why are you farting up in the studio, dude?
Guts.
What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Why you want to put my shit on?
Been eating bad decisions.
Yeah. Damn, man. That shit, you're living foul, man. Anyway, you guys tell us what you think below on the comment board before I pass the fuck out. And on that note, adios deuces.